What's up? What's up? What's going on, family? Thank you for tuning in with your boy. Giving all praises to the Most High God. Up in here with your boy Bam Bam Bellion, one of Watt's 3 sons. Representing Eastside ours because the Eastside is ours. Continue to stand those 10 toes down on those 10-fold grounds. Yo, drum major for justice, because there is no justice but just us. How my people feeling out there tonight, man? Giving shouts out to my brother, Big Daoud, man. Just giving all praise to the Most High for for extending my brother's lease, keeping him with us. Shouts out to my little homie, my G little homie, the one and only back in the days, Mafia, man. Shouts out to him. The Lord extended his lease. The same thing to my boy Bobby Yeye, man, out there putting that content down. And Pure Vision, if you don't know about him, you need to go visit him. Pure Vision in the house. Bobby Yeye, all praise to the Most High God for all 3 of my brothers. Love y'all to death, love y'all to life. That being said, let's get off into the stuff, man. What's going on? What's happening? What's up? Or should I say, what's really going? Let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it right away. Boom, baba, boom, baba, boom, baba.
To Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. In Sydney, Australia, a father and son killed at least 15 people in a mass shooting at a Hanukkah celebration on Bondi Beach Sunday. 42 people were injured. At least 27 remain in the hospital. Victims included a 10-year-old girl.
I want y'all to pay attention to the order of these stories that we're going to go through. Democracy Now! Not the order of the stories and what the stories are and what they're talking about and how they're kind of related, if you would. Let's go.
2 rabbis and a Holocaust survivor who died while shielding his wife from bullets. Police say the massacre was carried out by a 50-year-old father and his 24-year-old son. The father, Sajid Akram, was shot dead by police. The son, Naveed Akram, was arrested after being tackled by a fruit vendor named Ahmed El-Ahmed. Footage circulating widely showed Ahmed grabbing Akram as he fired on a crowd before taking the gun from him and pointing it at him. The mass shooting was the deadliest attack in Australia since the 1996 Port Arthur massacre. This is...
Pay attention to the details, ladies and gentlemen. What you hear that just happened there, what it sounds like to me that just happened there, sounds like you had 2 men who would possibly, had ties to, Islam or whatever, Arabs, whatever, decided that they would attack the Ish people, correct? Now let's cut to the chase. Looks like another Islamic man stopped one of them from attacking the Jewish people, right? That's what just happened just now. That's what we just heard in this story just now. Basically, the breakdown. Attacked him during the celebration at the beach. Keep listening.
This is Levi Wolf, the rabbi from the Central Synagogue at Bondi.
As a Jewish people, we will not be silenced. As a Jewish people, our light will not be dimmed. And the holiday of Hanukkah will remind us and the world that a little bit of light dispels a lot of darkness. And what we need to do is add in our light.
Well,
a little bit of light dispels the darkness. You heard what the self-proclaimed rabbi said, right? Keep going.
go to Sydney, Australia, to speak with journalist Anthony Lowenstein,
My goodness, man, look at all the people out there.
who serves on the advisory committee of the Jewish Council.
The question always comes to my brain, should we cry if these folks cry? My request, we should cry if they cried when we buried Malcolm X.
Of Australia. That story after headlines.
You know, none of them cried when we buried Malcolm.
In Rhode Island, the search for a gunman who killed.
Now, you guys heard what happened in Australia, right? Now they're talking about Rhode Island. Let's go to the next shooting.
2 students and injured 9 others at Brown University Saturday has entered its 3rd day after authorities released a person of interest detained early Sunday. 7 of the students remain hospitalized in critical condition. A shelter-in-place order around the Brown campus was lifted early Sunday morning when the person of interest was arrested. Meanwhile, the university has canceled all classes and tests for the rest of the semester. According to the Gun Violence Archive, Saturday's attack was the 389th mass shooting in the United States this year.
Did y'all hear that? That is a way outnumbered. Not a laughing matter, yo. Real talk. I hear that. Mass shootings.
3 have since been. There have since been 3 other mass shootings. We'll hear from one of the survivors, Mia Tretta, who survived another massacre, another shooting when she was in high school. Filmmaker Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were found dead with stab wounds Sunday afternoon in their home in Los Angeles. The deaths are being investigated as homicides, according to law enforcement. Reiner was a longtime actor and director, was known for his films The Princess Bride.
Famous meathead from All in the Family, y'all. Bad, man. That's messed up.
Harry Met Sally and A Few Good Men. He rose to fame as one of the stars of Norman Lear's All in the Family. Reiner was also a prominent donor and supporter of Democratic candidates. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass said, quote, an acclaimed actor, director, producer, writer, and engaged political activist, Rob always used his gifts in service of others. He and Michelle fought for early childhood development and marriage equality, working to overturn Proposition 8. They were true champions for LGBTQ+ rights, the mayor said.
La Bidaqua. Yeah.
President Trump Saturday vowed to retaliate against ISIS after 3 Americans, 2 U.S. soldiers and their interpreter were killed in an attack in Palmyra in central Syria. They're the first.
Now, what did y'all think was going to happen in central Syria? Sounds a lot like what happened in Libya. You think these people will never like the United States, ever?
First U.S. casualties in Syria since Syrian rebels toppled the regime of Bashar al-Assad a year ago.
Yeah, they toppled the regime of Bashar al-Assad, and that's supposed to be what the United States wanted. You would think the people that's in power now would be friendlier. No. Get your infidel ass out their country.
According to the Pentagon, the attack comes as the U.S. is reducing its troops in Syria from 2,000 at the beginning of the year to around 1,000 today.
Say it ain't so, Mr. Trump. That sounds a lot like what Biden did in Afghanistan. Don't you look like you running, low-key? But we know what's going on. We're going to get off into that. We know why the running is going on. Let's keep going.
Hamas has confirmed the death of senior commander Raed Saad, who was killed in an Israeli strike on Gaza City Saturday that also killed another 3 Palestinians while injuring 25 others.
Okay. Now, y'all see the order, right? There's a little fluff in between, but they was just talking about Israeli people being attacked in Australia. Now they talking about what Israel is doing to the Palestinians. Let's keep listening.
In response, Hamas's chief negotiator warned the assassination threatens the viability of the Gaza ceasefire and called on President Trump to ensure Israel complies with terms of the October 10th truce. Gaza's government media office reports Israel's broken terms of the U.S. brokered ceasefire at least 738 times since it took.
At least 738 times they have broken the motherfucking treaty. Don't that sound a lot like the United States and the Native Americans back in the day? Just breaking treaty after treaty while snatching land and committing genocide and deleting as many people as possible. Let's keep the similarities between United States conquest and this ain't nothing but a modernized manifest destiny, right? What we looking at right now in our faces, yo. The shit we read about in books, we actually seeing it happen right here. Let's keep listening. Look, it's no different. You just heard what you just said, right? They've broken the peace treaty thousands of times, right? Let's keep listening. What else are they doing?
Took effect October 10th, killing at least 386 Palestinians while severely restricting shipments of food,
386 Palestinians. And everybody's supposed to be feeling sorry for this country right now because of what just happened in Australia. Can't do it, man. Not the way I get down. Can't do it. That's foolery. We'll never go down with that, man. People kill me how they try to monopolize humanity and attach humanity only to themselves, but don't see humanity in nothing else. It's understandable though if you know anything about that Talmud. Let's keep going.
Shelter, medicine, fuel, and other basic goods into Gaza. Meanwhile, Israel's security cabinet has approved plans to formally recognize 19 settlement outposts in the occupied West Bank that are illegal.
19 settlement outposts they're finna recognize. They're taking the land, breaking the treaties, taking the land. Ain't that what they did to the Native Americans? Ain't that what happened to the Native Americans in the quote-unquote manifest destiny? You seeing manifest destiny right now, playing out in your face right now.
Legal, even under Israeli law. Israeli media reports the plan was promoted by far-right cabinet. Security cabinet has approved plans to formally recognize 19 settlement outposts in the occupied West Bank that are illegal, even under Israeli law. Israeli media reports the plan was promoted by far-right cabinet member Bezalel Smotrich and coordinated in advance with the Trump administration. The Palestinian Colonization and Wall Resistance Commission condemned.
They out there throwing rocks, man, slinging rocks. That's all they can do to fight back. But everybody supposed to be feeling bad and sorry about what just went down in Australia. Everybody, that's where the empathy and the sympathy is supposed to go. People kill me, like I said, they monopolize humanity and only attach it to themselves. And empathy and sympathy only supposed to go to them as well. Nobody else gets that. Murdered, deleted, babies being deleted. Bombing hospitals, shooting people when they come to get food, claim to give them the food, then shoot them when they come to get it. That sounds a lot like the smallpox blankets, man. Like I said, this stuff is too similar to me, dog.
The move is, quote, a dangerous escalation that exposes the true intentions of the occupation government to entrench a system of annexation, apartheid, and full Judaization of Palestinian land, unquote.
Of Native American land, unquote. This is, man, if y'all can't see the similarities, you blind, you just don't want to see it.
In Morocco, at least 37 people have been killed in flash.
If you don't see the similarities in what's going on there and what took place in the United States during the conquest of this nation, the conquest of this land, you're blind. You are corrupt. And you speak wickedly concerning oppression. Can't be trusted. Real talk, man. No way y'all don't understand. No way y'all don't understand.
Warrant shows the U.S. Coast Guard seized the oil tanker Skipper near Venezuela just before the warrant was set to expire last Wednesday. The warrant was signed by a U.S. magistrate.
This is piracy, yo. This is piracy. Or let me dress it up and say it the correct way, because it's a government signed off on it. That makes it buccaneering or privateering. Look these words up. No different than when the British monarchy would sanction people like Sir Francis Drake to go out and attack Spanish ships. And he would do it he would basically be a pirate, but he's hired by a government, so that makes him a privateer or a buccaneer. You understand? This is no different. It's just, hey, that's why they don't want y'all to study no past, because they don't want y'all to be able to figure out and see exactly what they're doing, how they're repeating what it's all the same thing, same game.
Judge in November was obtained under federal law that authorizes the U.S. government to seize all assets that are, quote, engaged in planning or perpetrating any federal crime of terrorism.
Dude, if you look up the rules according to what privateering is, it'll break down almost identical to what you just heard. Except it'll be speaking of monarchies instead of governments. And they'll be saying they got the right to seize. Hey, don't believe me. Go study, man.
Unquote. This comes as the New York Times reports the oil tanker seized by the U.S. was part of the Venezuelan government's effort to support Cuba. The skipper was reportedly carrying nearly 2 million barrels of Venezuelan oil and was headed to the Cuban port of Matanzas. This is Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel.
Cuba denounces and condemns this return to gunboat diplomacy, this threatening diplomacy, the scandalous theft, one more in the already long list of looting of Venezuelan state assets. It is unacceptable interference in the international affairs of a nation that set the course for the independence of America.
Meanwhile, the U.S. military commander who oversaw the Pentagon's attacks on boats in the Pacific and the Caribbean, Admiral Alvin Halsey, said he'll retire at the end of the year. The U.S. has provided no evidence backing claims the boats were used for drug trafficking. In Chile,
y'all heard what she just said, right? He's retiring because I don't agree with what. That ain't cool. Now check this out.
Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. The Pentagon says it's blown up 3 more boats in the Eastern Pacific, killing 8 people. Black and white video posted to social media Monday by U.S. Southern Command shows 3 vessels erupting in flames. The Pentagon claimed without evidence
the Admiral is retiring. He's stepping down. He doesn't have to. He's voluntarily doing it. Why?
Boats were carrying drugs in international waters. The latest strikes bring the Pentagon's announced death.
He don't want to be the next Colin Powell, Admiral Powell. I reckon. Y'all don't know the history of these things. Y'all need to look up look up Colin Powell. He don't want to be a Colin Powell. He don't want to be accused of doing America's dirty work like Colin Powell was accused of doing the dirty work for Iraq. Because they want this, they finna make sure a war goes down with Venezuela. You better know that. If you ain't, all right, I'm gonna attach my other videos to this video so you can hear the military intelligence speaking on the resources that are in Venezuela, Bolivia, and Chile. Y'all need to know what's going on in this world around y'all before shit start blowing up. And Americans ain't gonna get it until somebody literally attack the United States and something blows up, somebody get hurt here by a foreign threat, just like ancient Rome. The Romans didn't know the wickedness that Rome was in. They knew what wickedness Rome was, but they didn't understand the wickedness that Rome was inflicting on other parts of the world till those people start showing up in Rome. Same in America. Rome and America, same thing.
Death toll to 95 since early September. The ACLU and other rights groups have condemned the strikes as murder and state-sanctioned killings of civilians denied due process.
These are acts of war. They trying to provoke a war. You're just blowing up boats in the Caribbean and claiming that it's something. No evidence at all. You don't even recover no kind of physical evidence that can prove that you justified in these attacks, man. Let's keep watching.
Attacks come as President Trump signed an executive order Monday declaring fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction.
Fentanyl, a weapon of mass destruction. What was Bush saying about Iraq? Weapons of mass destruction. Y'all, this place, America is so goddamn repeated. It's repetitive. It just keeps repeating the same shit. These are going to be the excuses to go to another war. That's why they pulling soldiers out of Syria. That's why they bought the biggest aircraft carrier they got out of the Mediterranean and brought it to the Caribbean. That ain't all for nothing. Just like when Russia was building up its military along the border with Ukraine, and then all of a sudden the attack went down, y'all seen the same, y'all seen America about to do the same thing. Only difference is Russia had a legitimate reason to do what they did. America's doing this because they want to go steal.
Bomb does what this is doing. 200 to 300,000 people die every year that we know of. So we're formally classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Virtually no illicit fentanyl comes to the United States from either.
Man, I'm going to try to find another video of him in his first administration speaking on how we should be going into Venezuela. They have oil there. He literally said that in his other administration. And now they looking for an excuse. It's like the fucking police when they pull you over and they start nitpicking, trying to find something they can try to charge you with. It's like the same thing right here. On the real, man, straight devils, man.
Colombia or Venezuela. Last year, the CDC reported about 48,000 deaths from synthetic opioids, not the.
We missed a piece. Y'all got to hear this. Go back. Let's make sure the people hear this now, because he said fentanyl is a weapon of mass destruction. Let's replay now. Let's listen closely.
Fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Virtually no illicit fentanyl comes to the United States from either Colombia or Venezuela. Last year, the CDC.
The drugs don't even come from fucking Venezuela. It's not funny, man, but you got to laugh because it's comical how obvious that this is some bullshit. And y'all, nobody ain't gonna believe it's watch till it's going down. Watch, let's keep listening.
CDC reported about 48,000 deaths from synthetic opioids, not the 200,000 to 300,000 deaths claimed.
He claimed he doubled and tripled and quadrupled that number. Don't that sound like somebody else? Don't that sound like another president? They get to trying to generate some kind of support for their foolishness by fluffing up the numbers on me.
Claimed by Trump. Meanwhile, Venezuela's government has accused Trinidad and Tobago of participating in piracy after it aided the U.S. government's seizure of a Venezuelan oil tanker last week. Trinidad and Tobago officials.
That is piracy. Didn't I just say that?
Said Monday they would grant U.S. forces.
According to international law, that was piracy.
Access to the Caribbean nation's airports in coming weeks as the Pentagon continues. Trinidad and Tobago officials said Monday they would grant U.S. forces access to the Caribbean nation's airports in coming weeks as the Pentagon continues to build up forces ahead of a possible attack on Venezuela. On Capitol
Hill. I think all this is for nothing. This is the really real, yo. This is not a game. Let's keep going. Look, hey, yo. Why? This ain't for nothing, man. They got nuclear subs in the Caribbean right now. They got destroyers. They got all that for little Venezuela, man. Think about it, just like little Iraq and punk-ass Saddam, and he ain't nobody. Watch, America went in there and just took that. Oh, they sent a whole lot of Americans home in body bags. They sent a whole lot of Americans home that are maimed for the rest of their life. People gonna fight you back, man. They ain't gonna just, what they gonna just, y'all think this is the times of the conquistadors and shit? No, these nations gonna fight you back. They got militaries too. They got people over there that's gonna defend their land, period. When y'all tried to ease that little Bay of Pigs situation over there, and they military got those, y'all trained those people, that happened during under the first Trump administration too. They tried to send some mercenaries in there to try to toughen the government. Look it up. This happened. And the military surrounded them immediately, rounded them up right away. It was like Bay of Pigs Part 2. All of this shit is Part 2s. All of it. Y'all gotta study, man, and show thyself approved unto God, a workman who need not be ashamed, righteously divide the words of truth. This stuff it's all happened before. And if you understand anything about the history of politics, the history of international dealings with these different nations, if you understand anything about just the short-term history, Hugo Chavez, Barack Obama, Look up their relationship and what the things that happened between them two. The fact that the United States have frozen billions of dollars that belong to Venezuela. Those people over there, it's just money in the street. They're poor. They're starving. Their government is destroying them. No, it's no different than what the United States did to Japan, which forced Japan to feel like they had to attack America. There was no way around it. They not gonna stay out of our business. They fucking with us even getting our oil into our nation. What if they just do to Venezuela? Hijack and stole one of their oil tankers on its way to Cuba, another country that don't back down to the United States. This is all gonna get interesting, dude, because Russia, China, the BRICS, if you think that they not gonna play no role in this was gonna happen, everybody's scared of the United States. Nobody want to see the United States. You might be at a point like on a smaller, weaker nation like a Trinidad or a Barbados, siding with these motherfuckers, helping them do this. You might have a point there. But these other nations that are nuclear too, they're not so scared, man. Keep thinking everybody's scared. Rome thought that too. Romans thought that too. Real talk. This is the realest of the real, dog.
Hill members of the Congressional Progressive Caucus are urging fellow House lawmakers to back resolutions seeking to prevent President Trump from launching an unauthorized war on Venezuela. In Gaza, another winter storm's worsened the humanitarian catastrophe faced by tens of thousands of displaced Palestinians who've been forced to...
I seen it, the first one, they spoke about what happened to Australia, what happened to the Israelis first. Now they talking about the Palestinians first now. But watch, it's gonna be the same thing. Another repeat. They go right to
shelter in tents for a third consecutive winter. Civil defense crews are struggling to reach people trapped under the rubble of homes that have been damaged by Israeli air attacks before this week's storms caused them to collapse. With no proper housing,
this is what's happening over there. And the United States government wants everybody to feel like, so what when it comes to this? They making plans, and American business corporations are getting together and figuring out how they finna go over there and snatch up the land and set up tourist set up a full tourist what they call it coastline tourist attraction. They thought they was gonna do that in Libya too. And what happened to those Americans and what they call it, the ambassador? What happened to them? Boom, boom, boom. No. Y'all not welcome here. With or without Gaddafi, y'all not welcome here. Syria just said the same thing. You think that this just gonna go this way? No, look, could y'all stop the Houthis from shooting missiles and attacking the ships in the Red Sea? Y'all couldn't, right? Let's keep watching though.
Palestinians have been forced to choose between living in unsafe homes or makeshift tents.
A citizen's alternative to leaving this building is the risk of a collapsed tent. A tent, without a doubt, cannot be safe for citizens. It cannot protect them from the cold, the winter, floods, stray dogs, rodents, or diseases. Therefore, all the alternatives currently available to citizens in Gaza are dangerous and difficult.
The UN's Migration Agency reports nearly 800,000 displaced Palestinians are at heightened risk of dangerous flooding in low-lying, rubble-filled areas of Gaza. At least
this is on purpose.
14 people lost their lives in a
purpose.
winter storm last week. Israel's blocked humanitarian aid shipments of tents bound for Gaza, claiming the aluminum poles used to erect them are a dual-use item that could be repurposed for military activities. Meanwhile, Israel continues to violate the October...
The goddamn devil the Bible speak of, man. But everybody supposed to feel sorry for what just happened to you in Australia.
10th ceasefire agreement. Witnesses say Israeli military vehicles opened fire today on the northern parts of the Barej refugee camp in central Gaza, while other areas inside the military-controlled Yellow Line came under airstrikes and artillery fire. This comes as new satellite images show Israel continues to demolish buildings and areas it's occupied since the ceasefire. Later in the broadcast, we'll speak with the award-winning investigative journalist Aaron Roston about his new report in The Guardian titled, "They're Trying to Get Rich Off It." U.S.
But you gotta feel sorry for me, though. They just attacked us in Israel and in Australia during Hanukkah. It was so terrible. But this ain't terrible, right? This ain't terrible. This is Swallow a camel and strain on a gnat. Blind, man.
Contractors vie to rebuild Gaza, with Alligator Alcatraz team in the lead. In Sydney, Australia, thousands of people gathered near the site of Sunday's mass shooting in Bondi Beach to mourn the 15 people killed in an attack.
15 people, oh my God, oh my God. 15 people, hundreds, thousands of people in Gaza, man. Thousands. Taking their land, study taking land and making plans to set up businesses and shit. You study bomb, and you just heard it. Let's take it back. It's only fair to take it back a little bit. Let's take it back just a little bit. It started again. Watch this.
The ceasefire. Later in the broadcast, we'll speak with the award-winning investigative journalist Aaron Roston about his new report in The Guardian titled, "They're Trying to Get Rich Off It."
Twan P, what's up, OG homie Twan? I see you up in there. What's up, dog?
U.S. contractors vie to rebuild Gaza, with Alligator Alcatraz team in the lead.
They gonna rebuild Gaza with the same people that's building the Alligator Alcatraz, right? This is what they talking about. They done pushed these people out. They done murdered and blew up hospitals, killed unalive babies, all kinds of wickedness, right? But let's watch this.
In Sydney, Australia, thousands of people gathered near the site of Sunday's mass shooting in Bondi Beach to mourn the 15 people killed in an attack on the Jewish community on the first.
15 people. 15 people. To mourn the 15 lives that we lost. My God, man. Like I said, don't see nobody humanity but they own. Empathy and sympathy is reserved for self and nobody else. Listen to this.
First night of Hanukkah. At least 22 people remain hospitalized. The Sydney Opera House was illuminated with a Hanukkah menorah as memorial events honoring the victims were held across Australia. On Tuesday, the Australian Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, said the father and son duo behind the massacre had traveled to the Philippines before the assault and were inspired by the Islamic State movement.
It would appear that there is evidence.
Shut up, Meg.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about what he's talking about. Hey, man, are y'all paying it? Do y'all know what's going on? Y'all telling y'all need to tune in, y'all intelligent antennas, man. And pay more attention to what's going on and what's happening, because you don't know what's going to be able to affect you when it comes to this craziness going on in this world right now. I'm just keeping it 400. This is some bullshit. Did y'all see what I just showed y'all? Go back, run it back, look at it again. Share it, subscribe, follow. Send this to your peoples. Look at the breakdown I just gave y'all and the information I was giving y'all along with that breakdown. Twice you seen that. First they was talking about with the attack in Australia, you know, we need to feel sorry for these 15. They start talking about all the atrocities going on in Gaza. And right off of that, they get off into the story about what's going on in Venezuela. They're blowing up and killing these people in the Caribbean. Packing up and flood military out all around the Caribbean. Caribbean countries talking about, yeah, America, we'll work with you. You can land some planes here. That's all y'all doing right now. They finna attack your neighbor, motherfucker. Hey, man. Pay attention, dog. That's all I'm saying. Hey, yo. Thanks for tuning in, man, to the show, man. Talking about what's going on, what's happening, and what's up. What's really going on. What's happening. What's up? Shouts out to all my loved ones I see in the room right now. I see Big U up in here. I see my brother Daouz up in here, and I see my big bro Twan. Shouts out to Eastside Watch. Shouts out to the Hub. My big boy Big U from the Nella. Got the Hub and the Dub in the room, man. Love y'all to death, love y'all to life, man. 360 degrees, comprehend. We live it to die and die to live again. Hey, man, this is all gonna be over in a minute. And yeah, these devils is see to that. Hey, man, until the next time, I'll need y'all to all keep breathing, man. Catch y'all on the next on the next time. Check out the new channel too, man. SSI Presents. We're gonna be dealing with a lot of social society type videos over there. Leave all the political talk over here. Look at the 7 candles, man. 7 candles lit by the Most High God. Hey, yo. Love y'all to death, love y'all to life, man. Till the next time, I need y'all to keep believing. Shouts out to Eastside Watts, man. Shouts out to the Hub. Shouts out to all God's chosen, man. Till next time.